Hey, everybody. How y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, Teatalk. Hey, Dr. T.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Good.
All right.
It's a Wednesday night. Shout
Hump
out
day.
to the mods. Shout out to the
Yeah.
mods. I see y'all. Regina Phillips, Mama Beast. Who else in here with a wrench? Where y'all at, though? Mama 59 works. Hey, now, y'all. How y'all
Hey.
doing this evening? Y'all all right? Shout out to all the members of each channel. How y'all doing this evening? I hope everybody is well. Mm-hmm. Y'all ladies doing good?
Yeah, good hump day. Very nice Wednesday. Didn't do a lot, just got a lot of rest in, which is good. Few errands, so not too bad at all.
Yeah. My days, it's raining here, so
Yeah,
Okay,
it's been
trying.
raining too.
mhm. I was in the house, out the house to work, back in this house. I went to the garden when the rain slowed down a bit just to check, and I see my cucumbers are jumping and squash is jumping. They getting tall, so I'm like, okay, come on, rain, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Shoot, rain
We
bringing the
need.
increase of the food, you
Oh
know.
yeah, we need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rain bringing the increase of the food, and that makes me happy. Is that my dog at the door? So she is not in here. Uh, yeah, she is not in here. So, we are uh, waiting for our dear sister who is a nurse, and y'all know that nurses can't just punch the clock all the time. So, thank you all for your patience. But while
Mhm.
we waiting for her, we may as well jump on a hot topic. Sandra P, I think you had said something about Brit Eady.
Let's do it.
Y'all who watched the show, y'all know Brit Eady had a little bare naked event for her bare naked, and the tables was bare naked and they didn't have no food on them, and the budget was bare naked, and she still owed money, and everything was bare naked. It went with the theme. Listen, her pockets went right along with the theme, bare naked. The people say she owed them money, y'all. That's what the people say. Let me see if I can't find it. It won't come up. Hold on. What am I doing wrong? Two.
Yeah,
All right,
she
let me
lied.
just
Turns
set
out
it
she
up
lied
here.
on the. It wasn't a party planner. The lady is actually a decorator. So what Drew's claiming that she's supposed to have done, that's not even what the lady does. She decorates. She brings the supplies for that, and she doesn't have anything to do with who gets fed, that sort of thing. She's just in charge of making the menus and putting them out and that sort of thing. So we find out that Brit's a liar, which we already knew.
Ain't
But
that something?
yeah, the event's her. It's her fault. Everything that went wrong, and not the decorator's fault. So the young lady had to come out and defend herself because her business was the one represented at the event.
Ain't that embarrassing though? Your first year being a peach holder, and this
Yeah.
what you do. And what girl? I can't wait till we get to talking about this show because baby, I'm trying to figure out what she took over there to donate.
Oh Lord, half a box of stuff. She didn't. She
I
really.
said, girl, you should have stayed
She didn't
home and act like you had the COVID.
And she said, the rest is coming. We getting ready to load the truck now. So where's the stuff?
Child, she said it's coming, Sandra B. That's what she said.
And
She said
Patricia said
somebody was bringing
it
this.
was
She
her.
didn't even know who was bringing this. Somebody.
Mm-mm.
Somebody
Yeah,
was
the event
bringing
was.
it.
I think Britt may be going through some hard times, her and her husband. I think they're going through
Hmm.
some hard times. But don't try to have no party if you know
Mm-hmm.
you can't,
Well, Brit shouldn't have had that party. She should have had something that she could afford. And why'd you
Yeah.
want to go out there on the people golf course with them high heel shoes on?
Right. Who plays golf? Try to play some damn golf with that.
They look silly. You heard her best friend talking about her neighbors don't really look like they know her. Kelly, you know them people don't know her. Kelly made
Kelly
sure
is
she said
girl.
that.
Kelly is something else. I tell you,
Yeah,
that
she should.
Kelly is something else. Hey, Sassy TV,
Hey,
Hey
Sassy.
y'all.
Hey, Sassy.
Hey.
how
Hey
are
y'all.
you?
How y'all doing? Yeah, just running late, getting out from work.
We already
How y'all
know.
doing today?
Right.
We
Right.
good. Yeah, we doing good. Hope you are. We just at the hot topic where Britt lied on the poor little decorator, called her the event planner, and tried to put everything on her.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
What?
Teatalk
Yeah,
got it posted. Yeah, she got it posted right now.
Say
Yeah.
keep on talking. She'll give you those receipts, and you
Yeah.
still owe it.
Yeah.
Still owe the money.
she
The
still owe
lady
her money.
says, "Hi, I'm Bella. I want to address my appearance on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where I decorated an event for Britt Edie. As the event decorator, I fulfilled everything I was asked to do and more. However, some behind the scenes details weren't shown. She chose to serve small bites due to budget constraints, was she confirmed in a message. I had no control over food quantity or service as I'm not an event planner or a caterer." Okay, so that lady was not responsible for no food. Edie chose to serve them people them small bites because of her budget constraints. Okay, and that lady was not responsible for any of that. Like she tried to have that lady take the blame for. That's awful. What y'all think about that?
I think, I
That's
do.
just for eating.
I think that she, I think that she. I don't know why would you have a party if you were not going to have the funds to first of all feed everyone there. That's just start for number one. Because people like to go to a party have good food or food. I'm not saying you have to have a feast, but at least have some good food and have enough for everybody to eat to at least get a piece of something.
Yeah, be upfront with it. Anybody can understand hard times, but she's putting on like she's country club and this is her
Yeah,
club and she know the people. It just
Yeah,
makes it look worse when we find out it's not true.
and then Kelly called it out.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, these people don't act like they don't even know you.
Shamia called her out too. Shamia called that lady out too. What was that Shamia said?
Uh-huh.
She said, "I'm not about this life." And Shamia said, "Hold up. Ain't this what you said you wanted?"
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and she couldn't even bend down in the damn dress she had on. That dress was so
I
damn
know.
tight. She couldn't even bend
Girl,
down.
when she asked Kelly to come and pick that thing up because she couldn't get over it, I was done with her.
She
Why
said,
would you come out the
Kelly,
house
you,
shit on you
this
can't even
toy,
bend
you
over?
can be over and picking out something.
That was crazy
I
to
said,
me.
Lord.
Why
Yeah,
would you
Brittany.
why would you come out the house in that? If you
And
can't
then
bend over, you shouldn't even come out the house with it on.
and she had them little Sheen sandals on because I seen them same shoes on St. Sheen.
Or could have had
I'm
two
just
parts to the
saying.
event. She could have had the little golf part. They could had like little cute golf clothes on, and then take a
Yeah.
side room. It's a club, so they got a dressing room, change into their pretty dresses and stuff. Instead of have them out there sweating in them suits on and them high heels, that was silly.
High heels tearing up the golf field.
Oh yeah,
Knowing she ain't got no money to pay for that grass.
I know she got a bill. Or
Oh,
she
she
But
got
gotta be.
the other lady.
she could have rented a small hall somewhere and had that lady
Mm-hmm.
come decorate, and she could have
Uh-huh.
catered instead of going to that golf course because someone said that she didn't even. I guess you couldn't rent out the golf course or what have you.
She ain't got no money.
To
Yeah,
rent
that's
out
a
the
club.
thing.
Yeah, that's for members. Then people can come in
Yeah,
there and
she's
order
not a
off that
member.
menu all day. Yeah, she can't. They're not gonna put
Oh,
their
but
put
she
it aside
hijacked the golf
for
club.
her. She
She
not a member.
hijacked it. Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
Golf clubs they want an appearance so they can get their memberships up and stuff. Unless they
Mhm.
exclusive, you only get so many members a year.
That was
Yeah,
embarrassing.
But that was embarrassing.
it was.
Yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
very embarrassing.
Totally embarrassing. I mean, just all around just ignorant. And I mean, the people were looking at her like, "What the hell is this? You invited us here, knowing we bloggers, because I seen Bingeworthy.
Me too.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you know they
Yep.
bloggers. Why would you invite them there to your event if you knew you wasn't gonna have nothing there for them people?"
It's crazy.
She didn't think it through.
Dee said if she was wearing her own shapewear, she would have been able to bend over.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because
without
she'll
flash.
feel bare and naked.
Okay, first of all, that girl done got something and put her name on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She just throws something together.
That girl
And
ain't
then
just like Shamia said. That stuff was in the box lonely. Ain't have no tissue paper, nothing in there.
Mm-mm.
it wasn't even packaged cute. Nothing.
Oh,
And
Britt,
you want a
you are
TV.
a fake.
And you on a TV.
She thought she was cute too.
Hey y'all, hey, see
And
people
wasn't.
comparison.
No.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, I tell you.
They out
That was
there in
absolutely
heels.
crazy.
I know them white men almost had a heart attack when they seen
Oh
that
my
grass come up.
God. Did you see them men? They was not happy at
Yeah.
Yes.
all.
They showed the people looking at them. They really
Oh
did.
yeah, they didn't like it. They was screaming. But can somebody tell me why the hell Kelly feel like she gotta be that loud?
Because she little.
I don't know. And on a golf course, you never supposed to scream. It's
They
No.
always
was
supposed to be
screaming and
quiet.
hollering and acting a
Screamed
fool.
Just
the top of
crazy.
her
Like they
lungs.
got Tourette's.
That's crazy to me. All that
It
damn
is.
cussing and craziness around them people on the golf course. You know them people ain't come out there for that.
Mm-mm.
Them people came out there to play their game in peace.
Hmm.
That was
Them
crazy.
old white men was grabbing their wallet like we clutch our pearls. And they was like, oh
Canadian,
my
Canadian
God.
Queen said, "Did you see Kelly Mouth eating with his mouth wide open? Child, that man is something else. That ain't her husband. Shit, that her boy. That was her beard, I think.
Yeah, he's a
Who?
roommate, definitely.
You
Mike,
damn right
that
he
little
is. He
straw
Oh
always
hat.
yeah, child. That ain't that's her girlfriend.
They
he
present like
always
friends. They do.
sounding like one tonight. I know that.
Uh, that's his girlfriend, honey.
I said, oh shit. The truth is coming out.
Mm-mm.
I could hear it in
Yes,
the
it is.
background. He probably didn't even know he sounded like that. He was so comfortable. What? Brit eating
Girl.
all her outfits from Timu. Okay, I
Yeah,
like
that's what it look like. A
Thank
Timu in them
you.
shoes.
See?
I'm gonna show y'all them shoes when I'm gonna post them on my community
Those
wall.
shoes, Clarissa Shields shoes that she had on the other day.
Mm.
Y'all
No,
see them
The
Brit.
shoes?
Brits. Brit.
Oh, did y'all see them shoes looking like wife beaters? I mean, roach
Uh,
killers. Like
uh-uh.
they go right up in the
Oh, them
foot.
black shoes. Oh,
What?
them things look like witch shoes.
Look like the
And it,
Wicked Witch.
I said, what kind of shoes are? I hope
What
she
kind
didn't
of
pay no
shit is
money.
that, right? I said, now this lady
I
got all
was
this
like, what?
money worth some shit look like this. Now Papoose
Oh,
know he should have told that lady don't do that.
But she did another
he know
photo
better.
shoot.
Huh?
Clarissa, she did
They was
another
out
photo shoot.
somewhere.
Oh, they were out. Okay.
They was
And
out of
baby, she had on jet black stocking. I mean, they wasn't even stocking. What were they?
they were
They
tight.
were like tights.
Oh, poor thing.
And the shoes were like a wicked witch shoe. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, what
Uh-huh.
in the heck? Oh, she got drugged through the internet for that.
uh-huh.
She need a stylist. Papoose is not a stylist.
He
Shoot,
probably
Papoose need to go
told
bald.
he probably told her he was so he can get a check.
Hmm
I
She
wish
just
she
got
stretched it out.
strong man. Her face, she got strong man features. Her face, never mind.
I
She
think
said,
she's
never
cute. When
mind.
she's fixed up right, I
Her,
think she looks
her face
cute.
is just strong.
That's
Oh.
just
That
from her
strong
workout.
jawline.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
muscular, but I think she's cute.
Who,
She just
Carissa
hasn't
Shields?
been. Yeah, she just haven't been styled.
She got a stylist
Now,
now. She got a stylist.
well, she need to fire with them shoes. Cause whoever
Yeah,
told her to wear them road stompers.
she
Ooh,
has a stylist now.
well, she need to
I
fire
hope
her.
she got it the other day after they told her to put them shoes on. I hope she got
Yeah.
Girl, them shoes were horrible.
them shoes was something from back in 2000. Never.
Them
them
shoes
things,
were horrible.
them things
Peter,
was
you need to
never the
pull them
same.
up. You need
I'm
to
looking
pull
for.
them shoes up.
Let
You
me
need
see
to
them shoes.
study. Let
Yeah,
me
I'm
get them.
trying to
Let me
see
get
them.
them. Hold on, I'm gonna get them.
I want to see that movie of hers though. It's supposed to be real touching. The Fire Inside. It's her life story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want
All
to see
right.
that. It might be on a streaming service. I'm not sure because I know Amazon was the one they had a like a premiere, so she was there.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Fire Inside. I'm
Oh,
gonna look
okay.
it up. I'll watch it. She has a compelling story. I feel bad because her family, every time she get anywhere near her family, they all got their hand out, and she have a really hard
Yeah.
time with them. So that's kind of sad.
Yeah. You
And then
can't.
he, yeah,
Family will
packs in her
break you, honey.
pockets. Oh yeah, and Papoose, he's another user.
Yeah.
You
And
said
he need to
Papa.
go ahead and cut his hair. Cause baby, without that hat, woof.
Oh yeah.
He got the George
Mm-mm.
Jefferson. I hadn't seen him without the
Yeah.
hat.
It ain't the judge. It's
Well,
the
no, his
no.
ain't. No, his ain't there yet.
Sweet Tea
No,
said it's
it ain't
good.
there.
Sweet Tea saw it. Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
She just, you know what? Both of them right now is on rebounds. They in rebound relationships, and those are not good.
Mm-hmm.
Because the
She's
people
only
that's gonna
30.
get
Yeah.
hurt, the people that's gonna get hurt are the people that's really in love, and that's like
Yep.
Clarissa, and
And
she
he's,
all.
he's the black captain.
And the sad part is
Mm-hmm.
that that boy not in love. I guarantee you,
No.
Oh, I feel like he's using her.
he ain't in
Yeah.
love. He's
I
using
said that
Remy
too
for
for
a
a come
come
up.
up. He
Yeah.
using Remy for a
I
come up.
think he using her to make Remy, and Remy ain't thinking about him anyway.
If Remy wasn't done with him, he'd be right back over there. These people been married
Oh yeah.
years. You can't get in the middle of that because you don't know when it's over. They could
Yeah.
have a couple of rebounds together before that's really done
They
with.
come back together.
Patricia T said he's her Don King. Oh Lord, that's a shame.
Yeah. Look like
That's too
somebody
much.
took a lawnmower and went straight through the top of his head and
Mm.
trimmed the edges.
He can do better than that. Yeah.
You ain't shit. Did you say they trimmed the edges?
And trimmed the edges. I'm telling you. Ooh, child papoose.
Yeah, she can do
No,
better than that. That man pushing 50. This girl just 30 years
just
old.
30 years old.
Top of her
Oh,
career.
dirty dog.
Yeah,
He
somebody else
he
ran through.
shouldn't even be with her. Right.
No,
She
he
should be
shouldn't. I
right.
wish she had.
Oh, dirty
I wish she
bastard.
had
That's
guidance.
what I'm trying to tell people. They think I'm mad. Remy and Pap can argue all the fuck they want. Clarissa
Yeah.
should need to
They
get out
sure
the middle of
can.
this.
Yeah, she shouldn't be in the middle of it.
And if she had some good aunties, they would have told her, leave that nigga where the fuck he came from. Fuck
Look
his
at them
ass.
shoes.
There they go, drop T.
Oh, clutch
No,
my
look at them
pearls.
motherfucking tights.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Lord Jesus.
Look at
Oh,
them tights.
That
they
looked like
let
a
her
Sunday board. Yeah.
And
let
they
her come out like
gathered
that.
at the toe.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
how
Hell no.
They
dreadful.
let her come out like that.
Oh
Look at them
hell
tights.
That's
no.
dreadful.
Look at them tights.
Her stylist need to be fired.
Oh,
How
Lord.
you get caught outside like that?
Ooh, look at them. Look at them toes, baby. Them toes will kill you. Them things were, they will
Ain't
stab
nothing
you.
going up in no corners around nowhere.
No.
Man,
Ooh,
that's what I
child.
said. Wicked Witch of the West. Them the witch shoes. What
Ooh,
she doing with
They
them
do
kind of
flower
shoes
bloom.
on? With
Yeah,
that kind
they
of
look
money?
like witch shoes. That's a shame.
That's crazy.
girl, if you don't throw them shoes to hell.
That's
Oh,
them. That's the shoes right there, Drop T. That's them. All right, y'all. Well, we better go ahead and get us started for we be on here all night. Y'all know we can talk all night to each other.
Yeah.
we sure can. We can,
Yeah,
y'all.
they said she looked like she's going to see the wizard, honey.
Yeah. Was it cold outside or something? I mean, I'm just trying to.
I don't know what it was, but she didn't need the motherfucking tights on. I know that much.
No, she
Ooh, them
didn't.
tights look. I bet it was hot.
Could have went bare-legged with
Light
some
outside
sandals.
at 8:00,
Yeah.
baby. This is the kind of life I like. Ooh.
That's oh ma'am. Them roach killers.
Is that what they is?
Them things are, I know her toes were numb. I know.
Girl, them toes probably was all the way in the back.
They did a split, child. You go this way, I go that way. Oh yeah. So we're gonna get started, and I am the first today.
Yes,
And
you are. You sure
huh?
are. I said, you
So
sure
it's
are.
yeah. So it starts out with Shamia and Kelly. They're meeting at Shamia's house to have some drinks, and Shamia, was in the back where the pool, and Kelly comes down in her bathing suit, and they're hollering her and Shamia do and popping bottles and just teenage stuff. Okay. And she said, hey, best friend. And she said she feel like she can find a friend to everybody. No, you can't, sis. No, you can't. But anyway, she said she felt like Kelly has given her the better sides of her, and that's why her and Kelly click. So they get to talking, and Kelly says she feel like the group has went through a big, it's stressful and everybody needs some Caribbean waters. And, she's thinking about doing a Caribbean getaway, vacation. So she asked Shamia, would you host it? And she said, yes, of course. I host it. But anyway, they talking. She said, well, guess where it is? And Shamia is talking Maldives. I'm like, girl, you talking way over yonder. We talking about Caribbean. And she's talking about Jamaica, she's talking Puerto Rico, everything except Grenada. Okay. And then finally Kelly in the confessionals, she's telling I ain't talking about luxury like that, but anyhow, she finally says Grenada, and Shamia says she has a lot of stamps on her passport, but she's never been to Grenada. Me either. I would love to go to Grenada because they say it's a lot of fun. Um, so they get on the phone, they call one of her friends. Kelly says she has friends over in Grenada, and one of the islands got hit by the hurricane really bad. So they're doing a hurricane relief, and when they get ready to go, so they're asking all the girls. They called the girls, had a flashback of them calling the girls, asking them would they love to go to Grenada. Of course, they all did. They all love to go. Okay. Um, what I found interesting was, Kelly was talking about her deacon husband, with the shiny suit on and that, jacked up hair. Said that they've been going through their divorce for 2.5 years, and she owes her lawyer $158,000. Girl, that's a house. What do Deacon got that? uh, She said he wants everything, including her soul. So I believe it. Okay, I believe it. So $158,000 is a lot of money to be going through a divorce with. So next we get to Portia, Lauren, and Miss Diane. They're out looking at houses. Portia pulls up to this beautiful house, too big for her, $4.2 million. They're being shown by the real estate agent. I think it was like, I don't know how many, 6 bedrooms or 8 bedrooms or something like that. It was a nice house. Too big for her, too expensive for her. And of course, Miss Diane, oh, I'm gonna sell my house and move to the guest house. Stay in your house, okay? Just leave Portia alone sometimes. But anywho, they're sitting down. Portia is saying that, she is getting anxious because the court date is coming up. And she says she's got to find her house because she needs a plan B when it comes to that house. She doesn't know what's going to happen. So she's back house hunting. She didn't think she would be house hunting again, but you are. Okay. Um, so let's see. Let's see. They all just sitting around talking. Portia is talking about her and Shamia's relationship. she was telling her mom and sister that, she's going to have to let the girls know that their relationship is okay. And she hopes her love is enough to save the relationship. Hmm. Okay, whatever. So, and she said that, what else did Portia say? She really didn't say a whole lot. She was just, concerned about Simon and all that. So that was the scene with them. Next, we go to Shamia, and she's at Big Tigger. He's a DJ, and Shamia. This was a perfect opportunity for Shamia to talk about her music, but she chose to talk about Drew, and I thought it was very tacky. I thought it was very ghetto. I thought that, why are you throwing this girl up under the bus? You just literally promoted Drew's song on this radio station by saying, you can speed three. I mean, you didn't even promote your song, but you promoted Drew Sidora's song on this radio. Okay, that was dumb and tacky to me. I thought that was just, I didn't like that at all. She's talking about music is her passion. She was saying that, this was her first love. She said she never heard Drew's song on that radio station and all that. And, and at the end of the interview, she's talking about line A, B. And I mean, and even the girl at the girl, she was like, Shamia, Shamia is just doing the most. And it's getting worse and worse as the time goes. And she doesn't even have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to show all that mess. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Okay. And that's where I stopped it. So you
That's
guys, so where do y'all, what do y'all think? What you think? Teatalk.
Sandra, what you think?
Well, I like the fact that they had it at the radio station. I've been asking for weeks for her to get down there, but I was disappointed in her conversation once she got there. We used to her joking and twerking and all of that, but I didn't like Drew coming up in a negative connotation and trying to throw shade on her music. I didn't think it was necessary, especially when Shamia has a song out. All I want to hear is Never Had. That's all she needed to be talking about at that time. The Grenade, when Kelly announces that they're going to Grenada, it made me excited. I'm looking forward to them actually going to Grenada. And that's the scene where Portia's touring the house. It just kind of looked like a filler scene. We don't know if, well, she's saying she's in the market for a house, but it's kind of up in the air because she's not in court yet, as far as if she's still going to stay in the house that she bought with Simon a little longer or what's going to happen with that. But it stood out to me too about Miss Diane coveting. She ready to sell, which is Portia's house, and move into this new space that Portia's found. So that seems to be a trend with Miss Diane. But those were pretty good scenes to start the episode with. Oh, Kelly and the dog getting facials. Kelly gonna make me think
I forgot about that.
Yeah, owing money. Kelly, the fact that she owe people rent money and then we see her be so frivolous, that gets on my nerves a little bit. Even though I do have compassion.
Dog facial and losing her eyelashes.
Yeah, with what she's going through as far as owing that $158,000, I have compassion for that. But then when you see her waist with the other hand, it gets on my nerves.
Yeah. And even when she said she owed $158,000, did y'all see how her family looked at her like, where you gonna get it from?
Yeah.
So what you think? Drop the T. What's up? What you think about this scene?
I told you I'll be on the fence with Kelly. I don't know. Kelly just she just one Sunday she okay, the next Sunday she's saying stuff and doing stuff. I do think, except for Shamia, I think all the girls are faking their lifestyle. A lot of them seem to be a little bit in debt. A little bit in debt to me. And I'm trying to think of a good way to say it. I like Shabia and Portia, but I think what happens is when you come on a show with your friend, I think sometimes it's like it be too much where we know Shamia got a nice house and things like that, and then I think the other girls are trying to pin them against each other. And sometimes you know how you say something and everybody's there, and if some other people are going to repeat, take the information back, but not quite say how you said the information. So I think that's what's happening to Shamia and Portia. To me, I know some people are saying that Shamia is doing too much on the show. Um, doing a little bit too much on the show. I had a little bit more expectations for Shamia. Um, she just I don't know. I just had a little bit more high expectations for how she acts on the show. Um, because of how her and her husband are. When she's with her husband, she's a different person. But then if she get
Mm-hmm.
around her friend, them it's like the whole of something get to coming out of her. I don't know. She start acting a fool, and she start acting really childish and barking and shit. Like like I, I don't know. I thought she had edible or something. The way she be fucking acting when she get around people. Soon as she gets around her husband, she go to act like she done had some shit. Uh, barking like a dog and shit. I don't know what the hell going on here. She had scared me for a moment. I thought somebody had slipped some shit for her. But and then Kelly, I hope but Kelly, I think she should live within her means, her and Portia. I don't know why y'all want these big ass houses and things like that. And get something where you can afford to pay for it, okay? And then so that's my take, my take on things like that with Shamia and also Kelly. I just want Kelly to stay out of everybody's business, fall back, and she'll be okay with me. That's what I got to say.
I agree about the budget thing with the dog facials and putting eyelashes on the dog. I mean, come on, really?
If you in debt that much money, or whatever, why would you be getting your dog painted, eyelashes on, his nails and stuff done, and just doing the most? It's just too much. You need to be trying to get that restaurant open so you can make your ass some money.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
my thing. The dog. It's okay to get your dog groomed, but all that extra stuff, he would have to wait on that until I get my shit together.
Yep.
Mhm. I agree. I agree.
100.
But in my opinion, Portia ain't the only dummy on the show. Okay,
Mm-mm.
Mia might be rich, but her ass dumb too. Cause how you don't know all them places ain't nowhere near the Caribbean.
Nowhere
Mm.
there.
She named places wasn't even near the Caribbean. I said, well, damn, that's why her and Portia good friends. Shit, they both
Mm-hmm.
dumb as hell. I said,
I believe she be taking an edible. What you call them things? Them things, them edibles or something. What do you
I
Mm-hmm.
call
don't
them
know if
things?
she take no edible, but I know that none of them places that she named was even nowhere
Mm-mm.
near the damn Caribbeans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Anyway, her and Kelly, their scene was okay to me. Like you said, Kelly is $158,000 in debt for a divorce lawyer. So why in the hell is she putting nails and shit on a dog? Not nails, but lashes, and
Mm-hmm.
she doing too much shit to me.
Painting.
She doing
Hey,
The
too
look,
much.
dog look like it don't even want it. Dog look like I ran away the first time. Damn, they found me.
And
Now
then
I'm back in this paint.
Portia
did a
with her
dog
whole
party? Who give a dog a damn party? I,
Oh God.
I,
house hunting, that was Miss Diane irritated me. She really
Yeah.
irritated me because, like, lady, uh uh let Portia move in her own house. How about that? She didn't gave you the other
Mm-hmm.
goddamn house. Damn, you don't want the girl to have nothing. Shit, I didn't like that.
Everything you got to share with your mama? Come on. But
Portia also spoke on if her love wasn't enough for Shamia, then she could get it somewhere else. I mean, I don't think she should say that on camera. I think
mm-mm,
that's something she should talk to Shamia about. I did not like Shamia at the radio station,
mm-mm.
even though she was promoting her song by doing what the Never Had, You Never Had. That's her song. But
Yeah,
I just didn't like it. The whole never had boobies like me, never had like girl,
yeah,
what? Like grow up. I did not
On the
like that at
edibles.
all. And I know that they asked her.
Fucking
I
edibles.
know I know that they was asking her and all that, but she could say she don't want she want to skip over that question if she wants to.
yeah.
She
I
could
did
easily
not
do
like
that.
that.
Yeah, so I really didn't like that. But anyway, moving on to the next scene, we got Brittany and her husband Michael. I think that man's a beard, but that's just my opinion. Okay, they talking
Mm,
about her little polo classic girl because she ain't like she about to do it big. Now she say she originally wanted to do this whole thing, this bare naked, way back when she opened up her insurance agent, but she was so busy with the insurance agency, so she didn't have time to do the bare naked. But now that they got her license on hold down there at the board, okay, she said she gonna go ahead and get this bare naked. Now, in my opinion, bare naked ain't nothing but her going over there to the Alibaba and buying some of them damn suits and putting a tag on it. Cause baby, if you seen one suit, you seen them all. Please stop. Anyway, let me see. They then talk about the Botox in her face, okay? And he was saying how he couldn't see it, and she's telling him how she got it. And these people so young getting this Botox. I just wanted to note that. What is the problem with that? Anyway, we go on to Angela and Charles, child. They arrive at one of them houses and they let us know that the asking price for the house is 465. But that's only because y'all she ain't been able to get the house together to move the house, and she got to keep lowering the prices on her houses because she's not selling them. Okay, Angela tell Charles that the man had promised her that the work would be done. Charles let her know that wasn't nothing but a damn sales pitch, and she fell for it. Okay, they go back and they show the man, and he's sitting there telling her, and y'all, I'm telling y'all, looking at that man, I knew he was lying in. I said, Angela just wasn't picking up. But anyway, he gave her a 99.9% guarantee, and that 1%, that half a percent or whatever it was, he did not deliver. Okay. Angela had to reduce the sale of the house, of all them houses. She is now $2 million in debt. I really did like that she was so open about that. Anyway, Angela tells Charles that her mother and sister had the nerve, y'all, after she done bought them a house that cost $490,000. They decided, because they had gotten to that little scuffle with the daughter, and the daughter was probably down there popping her shit, saying, "My mama bought this house. My mama bought this house." And so what it seemed to me is maybe the sister and the mama was closer than her and Angela since they living together. And that sister probably said, "I don't want to live here. Why we gotta live in this whole house Angela bought?" And the mama said, "Oh well, let's go out here and put ourselves in debt and get this house because you don't want to live here at this house your sister bought." That's what I'm getting from it, y'all. I could be wrong, and rest in peace to their mama, but that's still what I get from it. Okay. They done went and bought a house. Angela is very, very hurt that them people done went out and bought a house after she done bought them a house. Okay. Um, Charles wants to know why they didn't buy a house from Angela if they was out here buying houses. I was thinking that too. Why didn't they buy one from Angela? Anyway, Angela tells Charles that she has finally talked to her mother, and the mother told her the story about what really happened that night. And I was left so confused because how come nobody told you that before? That the man said you didn't clean up. How come you didn't know that all this time? That the man said you don't clean up, and that's why him and your mama fell out. I don't understand. Anyway, she apologized to Charles. She tell him she need a hug. Charles give her a hug, but at the same time, he jokingly tells her to go cry with her mother. Okay. Angela lets Charles know Britt is hosting an event. And Charles is like, oh, well, that's probably good. We ain't got to go. But she's like, nope, she want him to go. So he said he don't want to speak. Now, y'all, I'm going to tell you something. I felt like this. If your ass didn't want to speak, then your ass should stay the fuck home. Because if you going to somebody's event with ill intent, don't go. Just don't go. Anyway, Angela tells him that she gonna speak for the both of them, and that means that he don't have to speak, and Britt don't need to speak to her husband. Anyway, Angela says, based on the things that she has heard Britt say about Charles, and then they flash back. Angela, still in her confessional, says that she is expecting the unexpected. Feels like this might be a time for a clean slate. All right. So they go leave the house. Charles tell Angela, he got a meeting to go to. So he got to go because he going to close on a deal, not open one. Okay. The shade. Okay. Anyway, we go down there to the country club, child. Her and Michael done arrived at the country club. Britt is spitting out orders, telling the planners what she needs. She said the shapewear and the classic have nothing in common because the people asked her, what do the shapewear have in common with the golf club? Why is you down here at the golf place with your shapewear? She said it ain't got nothing in common. She said she wanted the ladies to dress up for a change and not be ratchet down at the country club, child. Her and Mike, they walk the grounds and they start to notice that nothing is done. Kelly shows up. Britt is sitting there panicking. Kelly gives her a large bouquet of roses, and Britt tells her she was about to pop a gasket, go rogue, so to speak. She called it have a bitch fit, okay? Shamir shows up and says that the girls know how to do it. And I was trying to figure out what Shamir meant. Was she talking about the clothes? Because the event wasn't together. So she must have been talking about them two small clothes they had on. Anyway, she tells Britt that she missed her. Britt asks her how she likes the event. And Shamir then tells her she's excited, but she want to know more about what the fuck is going on, okay? Britt tells the girls she feels like no one is really getting to know her. Coming to her neck of the woods, nobody wants to come, okay? And she wants to show the girls a taste of her life. Shamir says confused because they're all dressed up, but them people is golfing. Britt tells Shamir they going golfing too. And they will be getting on a golf cart. Shamir wants to know what in the world is happening. Kelly is confused too and said Britt's neighbors don't even know her, child. The people is looking at Britt like she is a whole stranger. The ladies, they get on the cart, they acting up, they screaming, they hollering. You can see the white men looking over like, what the hell is these people doing over here making all this noise, okay? Britt get off the cart. She dropped her earring, y'all. And her damn dress is so tight that she got to call Kelly from around there on the passenger side to bend down and get her earring. Now, she should not have came out the house in that dress. Anyway, Shamir tells her she is falling apart. Sorry, y'all. Shamir tells Britt that she is falling apart. And Britt tells her she is not built for this life. Now, didn't she just say she wanted to show the people her life? Child, you can't make this stuff up. Shamir reminds her this the country club life you desire, okay? But you saying you ain't built for this. The girls are screaming and hollering. None of them know what they doing, especially Britt. And then Portia shows up saying she knows she can't be first because, the girls, they out there on the golf course. She asked the young lady at the table if she had the info about what was going on. So the girl said, I know it's some kind of product. It's, naked something. So, the messy ass producers, they done asked Portia, do she think that her company and Britt's company have similar names? And Portia asks her what she mean. Because she been in business for 10 plus years. So put some spec on her name with the re in front of it, meaning respect. Okay? Because obviously that girl just made that business up while she making pretend she was gonna do it a long time ago. It's because it's got the same name like Portia. Okay, they go back to the ladies. They is on the grass and they is complaining that they done tore them people's grass up, and then they go on back on over there to the place. What y'all think about all that mess? That was a lot.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
It was a hot mess.
That was a mess.
That
ooh.
was a mess. That was or it was not organized. It was ghetto. You up in these folks' establishment with heels on, kicking the dust up, kicking up that $1,000 per inch grass, riding and hollering like a bunch of banshees from a wood fest. I ain't never seen nothing like it. But you want people to think that you're this demure type woman. Britt, sit down with your fake behind. I don't like her. I don't. I
Yeah,
don't.
I don't.
I didn't like her.
Yeah, she was doing definitely too much, and it just wasn't coherent what she told them to do, to show up dressed up, but then they were going to play golf. So I wonder how much she really had planned in advance, because I would have liked to seen them show up in casual clothes, then maybe change into their pretty dresses, something. The way she had it set up just didn't make sense, and then to try to
Mm-mm.
blame the event planner, that I didn't like that either. And Britt's husband, Charles looked appropriate. Angela looked nice when she showed it. Angela and Charles, they looked good together. I like what they had on. But Mike with that straw hat on, and then Britt with
Mm.
that too little dress, even the color, it just looked tacky. Everything about it looked tacky. And Portia
It
Mia
was
with the
very tight.
fur around the boots. I don't know what the boots were doing. And then there
Mm.
was a scene where she was actually digging her heels into the golf green, just kicking it up
Mm-hmm.
like Sassy was saying. The whole thing was just a mess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then also, I don't even know if Britt told the people that she was going to be having some type of event there, because the people were looking around, just looking
Like, who
around.
did be?
Yeah, and then how they were dressed and things like that. So I'm trying to figure out, did you tell the golf course people that you having a tea party, or whatever you called party that you were having?
Well,
And then,
she would have had to rent the place. So I mean, she had to tell somebody. I think it was the ignorance and the noises that they were making, and those people aren't
Mm-hmm.
used to that. Out at the golf course is a quiet place.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
very
want
quiet.
to
You
like
can't
that.
even have your cell phone when they playing golf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kelly was screaming.
but then
it
why
was.
would you have? Okay, this is my whole thing here. Why would you have that there if you knew, and then you invited other people there, bloggers, and you didn't have enough food? The blogger said he didn't get no food.
You see what Patricia said? She
Mm-hmm.
worked details at a golf event several times, and those people don't do loud talking. In fact, they have signs on the green that says
Mm-hmm.
"hush."
Hush.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Man, here in Augusta, if you do not go to the Augusta golf place up there and talk, no, no, no. That's a no no.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the library.
I think they be trying to concentrate, making sure they, get the ball in the hole. I guess that's
Oh
why they
yeah.
That's exactly what they be doing, and they
yeah.
don't want
So,
that damn noise while they doing it. I promise.
and all of
It's
them
a
are very,
distraction.
very loud. And they very loud, all of them. And Kelly with that little squeaky voice. Oh my God.
I like when Cynthia came, got her food, and left.
Yeah, Cynthia did show up and left first.
They say, forget this. This is embarrassing.
Well, at least she got some food.
I
Yeah.
know.
She might have got a scrap or something. I don't know what it was, but
You said scrap.
a scrap. Then she could have had that at a cute little like
A little
building and had people model her stuff.
hard.
She just threw that together. That was just ugh,
She sure
ugh.
did.
That wasn't even thrown together. That was just there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all show up and we'll do whatever we do.
And then you get on here and try to put it on an event planner. Then a lady have to come out here
Mm-hmm.
and
And that's
blast.
the embarrassing part. Oh my gosh. Should have
And you
just
trying to make her business look bad.
And you still owe the woman money? You're not done paying her?
She's a decorator. She's not supposed to plan the event. That was Britt. Or to hire an event planner, which she didn't. She had a decorator.
The event planner would have got with the decorator.
Exactly.
The event planner would have got with the chef, and they would have got the numbers, and they would have had things done. But the decorator is just the decorator.
Right. They're responsible for your food and all that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know why she tried to lie on that lady and know that lady was gonna come out on her ass.
Ooh, looking like Alibaba and Sheen Jr.
Right.
Yeah, them polka dots, they didn't really go with the event.
And I didn't like
None of that went with it.
I didn't like them big clunky white heels she had on. She could have put on a different shoe. Just my personal opinion.
I think she put that shoe on because she knew she was going on the golf course. You know, those shoes don't go down in the green. That's why I think she.
Now she's gonna blame Shamia. Oh, the bill goes to you, sis, because that was you and Kelly's shoes, not mine.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, she made sure she put on those shoes, honey. She wasn't gonna mess up that green. She gonna let somebody else do it.
And they did too. Driving like a bunch of banshees, hollering and screaming. I was like, oh God, that's embarrassing.
Right. And these women should know how to act because they go to, a lot of, high class restaurants and public places. So, you figure they would know how to act out in public.
I don't know. That whole scene it was just thrown together. It was no substance. I mean, you giving people gifts and then you get Angela extra large to be shady and you give gifts with nothing in them. Look, I don't know what she was doing. I'm confused. I'm confusion right now. Okay, it was a bunch of confusion.
Right?
Sure was.
So,
a whole
that
bunch.
Was terrible.
Okay. So Angela and Charles pull up. They come into the country club and they walk around talking to people. They come in, they sit at the table, and we got Shamia there, we got Drew there, and all the ladies there. And we already know Angela gonna start some shit. He don't have a side baby. We were already over the point about the damn baby. Nobody said nothing about the baby. We already over. I don't give a shit what type of fucking baby you got. You can have 2 or 3. I don't give a shit no more. Okay, whatever. You with them, y'all married. Just forget about it. And then so, we're gonna say, well, I'm just saying something, Then here go Brett. I'm not Charles' side bitch either. Charles, who's that? I didn't mess with this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All I can think about is at that moment. I'm sorry.
I didn't mess with hoes. But you know what? At that scene, when a man is guilty, they keep looking down or something. Let me just say this. Charles didn't want to be there in the fucking first place. Angela dragged him out the house kicking and screaming anyway. So he get the fuck there. He sat down trying to pretend like he playing with his fucking phone. So fucking important you can't look at this lady in her fucking face. The only time you raise your gray haired ass up is when she says something about you don't know. Angela, read the room. You know your man. Evidently you don't. Shit. Anyway. When they start sitting down there, they start talking and stuff. Then you got Drew Drew over there just sitting there. Drew, she happy. She happy Angela's there to have her back. She happy Angela is there to have her back. And so all the ladies sitting around at the table talking. Then I'm sorry, Drew. Oh no, Angela, no, sorry, Shamia said, yeah, because I'm the lap dog or something. And then she looking at Drew. Drew, like, well, the only reason I said that was because you went back and told Portia something out of content. It was not out of content. If you did not want it taken like that, Drew, you should never said that. Why the hell did you say something about you can pay for Palora College? You should never said that. You know Shamir and Portia are best friends. You already knew she was gonna go back and tell Portia. You wanted her to tell Portia. You know you and Portia are not seeing eye to eye. So why would you even say some shit like that? Now, see, if that was an old Portia, she would have jumped over that table and knocked your ass out.
Mhm.
Ignored a whole lot. And then you would have got Lurch, which is your green giant ass friend Angela. I think that's why. Wait a minute. I'm just getting off the subject. I think that's why Drew want to be friends with Angela for backup. I'm telling y'all.
It is. I think so too.
Why she wants her to be a friend. So if Portia would have leaped over there on her, she know Angela was gonna help her. That's why. I'm just telling y'all. Anyway, so Shamia, so then Shamia start. Motherfucking animal, what the fuck? Put the motherfucking purse and bit one of them motherfucking animals out. I don't think she was going not the whole thing. I think she just probably took a piece, bit a little piece off because they woman started crying. They came out of here. What did she do? Where'd your name and take a little piece off a gun? Because she started crying. Oh, hell no. She ain't scared me. I'm telling you, I believe them women be going in the bathroom or reaching down in their purse. You think they get some gum? I believe they be taking pieces off of gummies, and they get acting crazy. I'm telling you that right now. I believe all them people they be having gummies in their purse or edibles or whatever the fuck you call them, because they go from 0 to 10 in a minute. So that gummy kick in, that's when they go back in the food. Edible, whatever you call them things. So anyway, her and Drew going back and forth. Now Drew knows she ain't gonna do shit. Now unless she had Allison over there in them bushes, because Allison over there in them motherfucking bushes too, for bag up. Because you know when she bring Allison, she's scared. She's scared. I think she be having Allison travel with her too. Because if Portia tried to fight her, she got Allison there. So if Allison do something, they can't do something to Allison because she already got condition. So, because it's already documented she got some type of condition. So if she busts back over, I'm telling you, she going to jail. But Drew thinks she's slick. That's why she keep Allison, nearby. But anyway, so then Kelly gonna put her fucking 2 cents in. Her little fucking 2 cents. Sit down, Chihuahua. Ain't nobody talking to you. Sit back in that motherfucking chair and nobody said a damn thing to you. What the fuck wrong with Kelly? I don't know if she's trying to make sure she come back next year, but she always button her nose into some ain't concerning you. So then she started saying, yeah, you said this, yeah, you said that. Wasn't nobody talking to you. Okay. Then they get the wait a minute. I think they get the then they was talking about the food. Okay. They do like a little flashback or what have you. Brett talking about, did everybody at this table get food? So the thing was set up where everybody who was at Brett's table was gonna get food. Now the other people she invited there, like the bloggers and stuff, they didn't get no food. No food.
Terrible.
So that looks like to people that you are on a tight budget, that you only can play for your friends' plate. That's all you got. That didn't look good. Okay. Then also she tried to act like she was giving everybody a gift, because y'all know when think it was when Angela had her party right at the vault, right? Remember she gave everybody a nice gift?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what Britt was trying to do. So Britt, come here. You could have went right there to the dollar store and got tissue paper. $1.25. She could have got the tissue paper from the dollar store, but nobody had known nothing about it. And put it in there nicely. She threw the shapewear in a lunchbox or whatever the fuck box it was, with no paper or nothing in there. Then how you gonna give me a gift? You don't even know what size I wear. We all know that Angela do not wear no extra large and no shapewear. I thought that was so tacky. That was so tacky. Then she tried to blame it on the event, excuse me, the decorator. The reason why people ain't got no food, that was not true. That was not true. Now, and another thing in the scene, Angela, to me, while her and Charles were sitting there at that table, I don't think her and Charles are really together. I think they just there for a show because Charles, you have to force Charles to hug you. You have to force Charles to kiss you. Everything is a force. Then you bring the man out there somewhere with you. He act like he don't want to be there with you. The man's sitting there looking at a blank screen on his phone. Now, you can feel if your man knows somebody or been with somebody or what have you. Now, maybe back in the day, maybe he caught Britt and maybe allegedly when she used to do escort service, allegedly, or whatever she did. And he don't want to say it or whatever. So I guess they might take that to the grave with him. Unless they might bust it out. But I think Charles done had some people. I think he done had Britt. I really think he had Britt back in the day. Not right now. I believe Charles Oakley had Britt because the way that body language, how his mannerism was towards Britt. He popped his head up for a minute. When she said, I'm not one of Charles' hoes or whatever. He said, I don't mess with hoes. And he put his head back down. I'm telling you, I believe they had some relations. That's just my thought about it. But Angela, she's just so happy to have her husband. What do you think about that, Sassy?
Child. I just think the whole thing was tacky. I don't know. Charles and Angela is like Misfit Island at Christmas time. They just throw all the broke toys that nobody want over that island, and then Charles at another island. I don't know what is going on with them two. But Charles, he just didn't want to be there, period. He had told Angela he didn't want to be there. Shamia barking like a dog. Nick all rolling. I don't know what happened for her to go from 0 to 100 that quick.
I told you
It had to be a cut or edit.
What the
It had to be. I don't know. I know she went. Is she in a club or something? Child, I don't know. And then Britt standing up. If y'all gonna fight, now you can go outside because this is a classy evening. And they all get up and they leave. I don't know. This whole thing had me confused. It was just a mess from start to finish. And why would you even bring it up, Angela, about your husband not messing with hoes and we ain't got no side baby? Why would you even bring that up? That was
because she wanted Charles to say something. She wanted Charles to get in on the conversation. Charles don't give a shit.
He left her hanging. That's what he did. So,
all right, tell what you think about it.
I think Charles, he do too much. To know he on camera and stuff like that. I think he just do too much. he not showing his wife the proper respect. Everything he don't gotta say, he don't gotta do, he don't gotta act like that. As far as Brooks bare naked brunch with no bare naked food and no bare naked drinks, that's embarrassing as fuck. And she should stay home bare naked with her boyfriend or whatever he is. She should have stayed
Her
home bare naked
girlfriend.
without that tight ass dress on, and she should not have done that.
Mm-mm. I agree. That is embarrassing. Wow.
Hmm.
But you know what? They could have had a party at their house though. Don't somebody got Shamia got a pool? Maybe she could have asked Shamia. She could have rented out her backyard for a party.
Yeah, 'cause I know Britt ain't got no big house. That thing look like it's scrunched up.
Yeah,
So,
Hmm.
I would have did that. I would have instead of getting embarrassed, and then she would have that way. She would have had money for food.
Yeah, it didn't have to be at the golf club, other than her
no.
trying to look like she was something that she wasn't, and then everybody was able to see through her. And then even having a table full of social media people that's gonna
Oh,
bring it, I guess she
Yeah,
was trying to have them there so they wouldn't talk bad about her. But I mean, they can't lie. They
baby.
ate and they didn't eat. They're already talking about it. They didn't get any food, so
hmm,
it didn't look well for her.
because
Okay,
she
that
said they proved them clear people right about us at that event. Hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Charles, he didn't want to go, but since he was there, he didn't want to talk to Britt. I wish Angela hadn't brought that up at the table. That
Me
shouldn't have
either.
been. She shouldn't have tried to make. She wasn't trying to make him uncomfortable. She's trying to maybe make Britt uncomfortable, but Britt was trying to roll with it and say, "Well, I'm not one of his whores." And then he's like, "I don't mess with whores," so that kind of just made the whole thing awkward. Even people around them was looking at him, and I
Mm-hmm.
wish Angela hadn't done that there, even though she kind of wanted to start with Brit again. But
Yes,
that whole scene it just made everything awkward because the only other husband there was Mike. So
I
and Mike,
know.
yeah, he
That
was
was
helping Brit with
crazy.
the event. None of the other well, who else we got? We got Gerald who doesn't want to show up to anything.
Girl
Why you?
ain't going.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't blame. I see
Gerald
him.
already said that he ain't going to none of
That's
this mess.
that's why Shamia barking like dogs and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't
All
think she would act like
compensating.
that around him. And I'm sure he would
I
do a
was
lot
just
of
going to say that.
networking in a country club type environment. He would do a lot of networking. I think he would have been ashamed of how she was acting, how she showed up in a place like that.
People in the chat say she always acting like that. They said
Oh,
that. Yeah. They said she act like that around him too.
He must not mind. Maybe that's why he didn't want it on TV, but it's on TV now, so now we can all see it.
Mhm.
But the end of that event, the next scene, we have Drew. Drew and her friend are showing up to the record company. Drew is excited because she gets to sign a record deal, which we didn't know was going to happen. I was happy for Drew. Drew is waiting for an entertainment attorney, to show up and meet with her and the friend. But she wants to talk to Dennis before she does that because she said she doesn't want things to be awkward. So she calls Dennis, and for some reason, Dennis FaceTimes with her, but he doesn't put his whole face in the camera. The top of his eye and a little bit of his hat is talking to Drew, which is silly. So I don't know if he's some kind of promise to Portia that he won't film, or maybe he will only FaceTime. I don't know, but I that kind of stood out to me because it was kind of ignorant. So Dennis was saying that she has some talent. He does still want to work with her, even though we know he already told Portia he's no longer working with her. Drew says she's excited about it too, but she doesn't want the rumors as far as people saying they got something going on. Dennis is like a brother to her. He said, I don't know why you listening to that, but I noticed Dennis did not say I didn't tell Portia that, or Portia made it up. I don't know where she got it from. I think Dennis was teasing Portia. Portia's been caught in lies before, but I don't think she made that up on the top of her head. I think Dennis had to allude to something, even though he's now saying the text that Portia saw didn't mean that. So that whole scene was kind of weird. The lawyer comes in. They work out the deal with the contract. They bring out champagne, and Drew signs her contract. She signs her record deal. So I'm happy about that for Drew, but kind of concerned that she would sign during this season while she's still going through that divorce from Ralph, and he's supposed to be getting 40% of whatever she does. So
See what I'm saying?
yeah, we'll
Don't
see
make
what
no
happens
sense.
with that. So next we show, let's see, confessional well, we don't see. Let's see. Portia shows up at what looks like Phaedra's house. We don't know that that's Phaedra's house yet, but she shows up. We see somebody coming to the door in monogram silk pajamas, and it is Phaedra. So they start screaming. They greet each other at the door. They're so happy to see each other. They're dancing around. And then we get Phaedra in the confessional saying that the last time she saw the ladies, she hated the way that she ended up leaving them. They put together this whole behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, everything what has happened since Phaedra left up until now. So then we come to the scene with Portia and Phaedra. Portia's giving Phaedra a rundown on all the girls, finding out who she knows and everything. Phaedra actually knows everybody. She's got her own opinion on everybody. She said she ran into Kelly somewhere. Kelly's so little. She's like a little garden gnome, but that's fine because she loves little people. And then she said that Britt is a girl about the city, the town, and the country, and she got more bodies than Willie Watkins. And then we get a flashback of Willie Watkins saying he's an undertaker. So she said Shamia is good people. She's worked with Shamia before. Shamia is so sweet. Portia just skips right over that and said, "Oh yeah, okay, I didn't know that." So I don't know what Portia. Of course, she knows she worked with Shamia, but she's like, "But do you know Drew?" She said, "Yeah, she knows Drew." And then Portia said, "Well, she's working with Dennis, and she's over there sitting on hot dogs." And then Phaedra said, "Oh, I thought that she was liking tacos." So now Phaedra's bringing up a rumor to answer Portia's rumor. So now both of them are kind of speaking negatively about Drew, which I didn't like. And then she said, "And I know who Angela is, but she's more of Charles Oakley's invisible wife," she called her. So Phaedra says that we all gonna have fun together. We got something coming up. We going to Grenada, and Phaedra starts screaming. She can't wait. She wants to go. Portia invited her. She said, "But let me call Shamia and tell her." She gets on the phone with Shamia. She said, "Look who I'm with." Shamia was with one of her little babies too. The little girl's little face was in the phone. So she turned the phone toward Phaedra. Shamia and Phaedra started screaming. They're excited. And Shamia said, "Well, let me get Kelly on the phone because she's helping me plan the trip." She calls Kelly. Kelly starts screaming. She's glad to see Phaedra. Something that stood out to me, she's like, "Oh, Faye." I'm like, "You don't know Phaedra that good because don't call her Faye because you might get called some more names other than the garden gnome." So Phaedra's letting her know, "Oh, okay." And then that was the end of that scene. And they're going to flash to next week down in Grenada. We see Phaedra getting down with some Grenada native, and he looks like he had body paint on, and Phaedra is dropping it low, picking it up slow. So they're gonna party down there. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But that was the end of it. We get to see Frick and Frack back. That was a scene too. The two of them in those little onesies, dancing around and just bumping booties and being silly and having fun. So it was a scene that we get to laugh at. Even when Phaedra started dragging people, it's still a little bit funny. Nothing was too crazy. Other than I saw Miss Juicy in a scene. She showed a old Christmas party. They showed when Phaedra had one of her sons. I think it was Aiden. Phaedra had no children, and then she had Aiden. We saw the infamous Apollo scene. Go away from me with this. So Phaedra brings a lot of history back. And then Portia is so glad to have Phaedra back because Portia's been getting kind of dragged 11 episodes in. So this episode 12, we finally get a look at Phaedra. And I think it's going to bring a little bit of fun. We'll see what happens. But anybody can start. Whatever one of y'all, what did you think about that?
I just want to say one thing. But look who's in the studio with Dennis now. Portia.
Is she? They're working on music?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Portia's worked on music before, but it's been a while.
Not with Dennis, though.
Yeah, that's true. And it has been a while. I didn't know she was still doing music. And it's probably just because
I didn't either until I seen a video Dennis. I got the video that Dennis had put up talking about look who want to work with me. After all the hell she raised or something, she said.
Wow.
And she was like, Dennis.
I don't think she ever had a problem with Drew working with Dennis though.
She don't want to film with
filming together. Everybody keep crossing it up. She ain't that dumb. You know her daughter getting a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis got a lot of compliments about the music. When I've heard of Drew's music, I do like it. I like her what they put
I like too. I like her music.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What you think Phaedra gonna bring for the rest of the next few scenes that we have, the cast trip, as far as the preview, and then even the reunion? Is a good move to have Phaedra.
Child.
Oh, I didn't even mention they show Phaedra. You know how she do, get up and start mocking people. I think she's supposed to be doing Kenya. You're not gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. They show Nene at the table and Kim Fields. So
Uh-huh.
they rounding up housewives that they wouldn't mention Nene before. Now we see Nene. What y'all think of that?
I
I think
think,
they get ready to bring her back.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
Me
they
too.
get ready to bring her back anyway.
They breaking the ice
Yep.
slowly. It's melting.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they bring her back. They need to bring her back. Period. Because I'm telling you, with
They even
her,
showed
Phaedra,
Kenya. They showed Kenya in that montage. We know she's on pause.
I
Or
feel like Kenya
but
coming back next season.
yeah, they showed her in that montage because her and Phaedra used to always go back and forth, and they showed that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. A lot of interesting things came up in that montage. They had a lot of faces that we haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm. I was glad to see Nene.
Me too.
Yeah. But I think the show will get I think um with Phaedra and Portia back together, I think that's gonna be fire. But I think Shamia is gonna get jealous because you know her and Portia best friends. How does Shamia fit into this with Portia and Phaedra?
Well,
I
Phaedra's
feel
still
like
grabbing
this.
up to Mia. She's
I
still
feel like Shamia and Phaedra are cool now, and I think
yeah.
Portia's gonna get jealous.
Okay.
Portia seemed like she's good. Portia she wants to move on. It sounds like she just don't want Shamia still talking about one of the scenes. Kelly was like, "Oh, what's going on, Britt too?" And Shamia said, "Oh, we squashed everything." I didn't think they did, but she
Yeah.
said we squashed everything. And then she went on a little too long. She gave a little more detail than I would have given, knowing that that's a problem. I would have just said,
Mm-hmm.
we had dinner together. We ended up getting it to go, but we did squash everything and just end the conversation. She don't owe Kelly or
Yeah.
Britt any information about her and her relationship
Because all
with
they gonna do is
Portia.
run and tell Portia about it.
That's what they've been able to do, and it doesn't make sense.
In my opinion, drop the T. They're not best friends anyway. Because
Who?
best
Samia and
don't
Portia.
hold no damn grudge for no 10 years, honey. Mm-mm. Them girls were friends of convenience or something, but they definitely wasn't best friends. I'm sorry. Not in my book.
Well, let me just ask y'all this: what do you think that Drew meant when she said that Portia didn't deliver? Y'all remember when she said that? And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
what does she mean by that?
Talking about what her original life was going to be about Simon,
Yeah,
but
that's
she
true.
can't deliver because of what she's going through this divorce.
But they're
Simon
bringing
was down for it.
She wasn't able
He
to
got
show her
caught up.
house. She wasn't able to show luxury. So that's what Drew talking
Mm-hmm.
about.
But she can show. Well, can't she? Well, okay, it's over with. But okay, and the house is going into foreclosure. No, okay,
They can actually. She could have pivoted because of the audience relationship with Portia. The people that love her. The people that like don't really like her still get the value of her. But I could have
Mm-hmm.
seen her being able to pivot, like, okay, now I'm not struggling, but things are not going the way I thought they were going to go, and just moving along with her. I think that she could have presented that if she wanted to. She don't have to go house for house with Shamia or nobody else. I don't know why they think they have to do that, but I do think they feel the pressure of having to do it. But she shouldn't feel that.
but don't you think she could have maybe leased a house, or she could have fixed up that house she gave to her mama? Just for to film in there.
Yeah, I do. That might have been the best option. Now she's always complaining about the distance. They said Duluth is out there. She's always a few hours away from everything she wants to do. So I could see why she let Miss Diane, use the house. But yeah, that probably wouldn't have been the best thing. And then they showed Simon in the scene. Didn't he say there's a cease and desist? So Bravo just said, "What you gonna do? We're gonna do what we want to do." They showed his big head in the scene when Portia was house hunting. They showed a flashback where she said, "Well, we got 6 kids," because she's mentioning how many bedrooms they needed. So Bravo just
They can
showed
they
it up
can
they
show
wanted.
that because that's theirs and they own it, and he already gave them permission, so they can show that over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably showed.
He
They
gave them
probably showed it
permission
to
to
be
show
small.
that. Tito, what you saying? Simon gave permission for them to show that scene about when they were house hunting?
That's from last year. They can't. He can't tell them they can't show that. That's their property.
Yeah, anything after the divorce and anything after they separated.
Okay, that's what.
But
the
before then, they were together.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what I was going to say. So now that if Drew signed that contract for that record deal, because they are going through divorce and they legally separated, he don't get none of her money because they're going through a divorce, right?
No, they're still married. That's the thing that's confusing because they're still married. But you know what they said, the lawyer, something with the LLC, he's supposed to get 40% of that, but they dissolved one of the ones where he's supposed to get the 40%. No dispute.
When y'all go through a divorce, right? When you go through a divorce, my understanding is when you go down there for the divorce, the first time you go down there and then they legally separate you. So anything that you occur after you then went down there and you said you want a divorce, I thought they legally separate you. So anything you occur after that, then that's on you.
Yeah, that's true. But that's true. So if she dissolved the LLC, because see that occurred during the marriage. That occurred before they even separated. So dissolving it is against the divorce decree. She could have started a new LLC and transferred whatever that was in there and whatever and made new monies out of her new one, because then it wouldn't have she wouldn't have had to share anything. Dissolving it was not a good thing to do. She could have left it, but everything else she could have transferred to a new LLC.
But she fired Ralph, right? Ralph is no longer her manager, right?
He don't care. He's still coming after her.
She can blame that on her attorney because she wouldn't have known. I mean, she probably knew she shouldn't have done it, but the attorney, that's the attorney's fault since they did that.
Yeah.
But then he might be trying to sidle back upstairs. We've seen that they just had a recent scene where he's feeding her and like cooking for her and all this stuff. So
because now if they get back together or even sleep together, they have to start all over again.
Yeah, that's true.
How they gonna know they slept together?
Whoever's trying to get back together will probably tell. Because I know in North Carolina, you have to be separated 1 year. And the clock does start ticking again if you rejuvenate your marital relations.
Same in South Carolina.
The person that wants to get back together, they'll tell the court.
But they could lie too.
They drop the G. That's why clank clank.
Okay, so what if he go in there lie?
Oh, he ain't gonna be lying on this cooch.
Yeah, I wouldn't put nothing past him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could go in there and lie.
No, not mine, because I got witnesses.
Witnesses? Yeah. Who the witnesses? Who the witnesses?
My family.
Okay, but they could be sleeping. He can creep in there.
No, ain't no creeping around here. Ain't no creeping.
He does it.
I'm crazy about mine. Ain't no joke. I'm like, yeah, clank, clank.
Right.
I wonder if they're gonna let Ralph come to the reunion since he's had confessionals and all of that. I'm sick of him. He's still doing interviews and stuff about her too.
Yeah, he gonna come.
Oh, he's definitely coming now.
Ralph's playing in her face. But then this is the thing I didn't know. Ralph said he'd been asking her for a divorce since they was in Chicago. He asked for a divorce when they was in Chicago.
Well, she had left him one time and went to Chicago.
Yeah, she left him and he begged her to come back.
He was really mistreating her badly.
Yeah, but then Drew said that Ralph been cheating on her, but she said all she knows to keep her family together because of her mom and dad. So she said Ralph been cheating on her. She said she also said that
don't surprise me.
Me either.
Also wanted a divorce.
Phaedra even said Ralph is a man of the town.
I believe
put
that.
some stuff out too.
She
said she don't know Drew, but she knows Ralph really well. Drew, Phaedra.
I believe Ralph and Drew still having relations.
I do too.
Oh yeah.
I think he only in the basement for the cameras, but once the cameras go off, I believe he's back upstairs.
I said that too.
So
I said the same
he's
thing.
upstairs between them sheets. Him and Drew rolling around.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you look at Drew, though, she said she's been working since she was about 8 years old or so. So sometimes those child actors, they don't really grow up in certain aspects of their life. Now, she's
they
dated
don't.
different people, but that doesn't mean she's sleeping with them and had these ties with them. So Ralph love bombing her together in 3 or 4 months and
Mm-hmm.
then married in 5 months and a baby 8 or 9 months. I think that he could easily get back into her head again. We see how he manipulate her. So
Yeah.
I believe he going upstairs too.
Yeah,
I
and
just thought I'm
Sonya,
not bothered. Leave the comment. Yeah, I believe
Mm-hmm.
it.
yeah, and then
He tapping.
Sonya
Yeah.
says Ralph did say if it wasn't for them kids, he said he would have been gone.
Yep.
So he telling Drew in more ways than one he don't want her.
He don't like her.
Yeah,
I just look at. I think he don't like her. I think he tolerates her, and I think she knows he don't like her.
well, Drew as a nice looking woman, she can go out there and
She
find a
is.
I hate that for
She
her.
is, but you notice how back in she used to have to work out, and she would hurt her ankles, and he would pick at her. Don't fall and break your leg again, so you wouldn't have to work out. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. A narcissist will find anything to pick at you about. And
Yeah.
Drew, unfortunately, she just all she saw was her mom and daddy being together, and this is what she want because she think that's what you. Baby, you
And the
let
and then
that
mom
go.
just lost
thing
the dad. They said her dad passed like maybe I'm not sure when, but not too long ago.
Yeah.
And they
but
had
she said
those.
she liked it Ralph because Ralph and her dad got the same birthday, so she
Same
thought
birthday.
Yeah, he probably
I,
used that too to kind of hook her in as well.
Oh yeah, he did that.
Now we hadn't seen Miss Allison in a few episodes. Now you know there's the rumor out about Allison. Allison's very protective of Drew, and the mother's 80 years old. So some
yeah,
people think
Mm-hmm.
that this is allegedly, and in my opinion, Allison might even be mom.
Drew's
I've heard that
mom. Yeah.
before. Yeah, and that the mom is the grandmom, but they all
Yeah.
are very protective of Drew. And Drew sometimes she's a little bit naive in certain areas because she had them protecting her like that. Yeah, Sonya Gibbs, you just said it. The new interview, if it wasn't for the kids, he would have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
so he
He
just
never protected Drew. I just don't like the way he treated her. He's not a protector at all.
No.
he
He
don't want her.
he 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 really picked up on her insecurities,
He
and
did.
he really rocked in on that. Um.
And the kids are struggling, and he sees the kids struggling, and you still giving interviews with your egghead talking like this about their
He
mom
don't
and your
care.
wife. She's still his wife. Yeah, he don't care.
She don't. He don't care.
He's a narc. He like somebody else we've
Yeah.
seen. They drag you to the ground.
Marcel.
Yeah, use you up.
That's why they friends.
Him and
Yeah,
Marcel is really good friends, honey.
yeah, they good friends. That's
And
where
Mm-hmm.
he
then
learned that tech stuff from.
if Martell could have got Melanie where he could have stayed in the basement, he would have done it.
Oh, that would have been his wet dream. He would have loved
Child,
that.
yeah.
I think Mel would have. Well, Mel did move out. She went to people couches. She's like, oh no, this is not gonna work because he
Uh-huh.
refused to leave. I told her I never leave, and he refused to leave. She had to
Yep.
leave.
Yeah, but if he could have got it where they said that he could stay in the house like Ralph is doing, baby. Woo, baby.
He don't have the control that Ralph has because he was very volatile. You know, he pulled on her and everything. Like he would
He used to
physically
have the
go at
control.
it. Yeah,
He don't have it no more.
Yeah,
Mayo
but
grew up.
no, I mean he doesn't have self control because Ralph
Yeah,
he's very
yeah,
nasty with his mouth, but I don't see him pulling on Drew or doing a lot of the things that Martell
yeah.
was doing. Martell's a danger. He couldn't have been in that same house.
I don't think he would have stayed down in the basement.
I don't either. He would have been up there the other night knocking on.
That
Remember Vegas?
orangutan wouldn't have came. He went in and tore that basement up trying to get the mail. No.
You remember in Vegas, he went and tried her room door, and she put it on.
Yeah.
Why you try my
He
room
is
door?
he's
He's scary. He's very scary. I hate to even bring him
yes,
up,
he
but
is.
Ralph has similar tendencies, but he's able to remain in the basement. But then, like I'm not bothered said, he tipping upstairs. We saw it.
Oh yeah.
Well, somebody
He
said he
keep tried it.
in the basement. Somebody said he's bringing women in the basement allegedly.
That wouldn't
That's
shock
what
me.
Drew
He's
said.
disrespectful. Yeah, he's disrespectful.
But I don't
Drew
think
said
that was an
that.
agreement that he can have women in there walking. Well, she can bring men in the house then if he got people in the basement.
Now you know he'll go duck ham food
Oh, so he
if
can have
Drew bring
women
them
in the
in.
damn basement, and so she can't bring nobody upstairs.
He knows she probably wouldn't want to do that in front of her kids.
Because our kids are there.
Well, the kids are there when he got people in the damn basement too.
He don't
Yeah,
care.
but they come
She
in through
cares.
the basement. They don't have to come down.
I just, I have to go.
It's a nice. It's more
Me
like a
too.
downstairs unit. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's a
And let
very
me tell
nice
you,
area.
he be down there doing stuff with women. I bet you be making all type of noises so Drew can hear him.
And you know, he probably still got all kind of cameras and stuff all over that house. When she
He
used to
do.
have people over, if they mentioned him, this fool would appear. He been a stalker, in my opinion.
Weirdo.
Very weird.
Yeah, I couldn't. No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't like strange men like that.
No,
He's very strange.
Some people think it's flattering. That ain't flattering.
no,
It's not
That
cute.
is not flattering. That
no,
is strange.
I would. I would have asked that judge. Well, if he ain't gonna leave, can I leave?
Yeah.
Do you think the
Drew
judge?
don't want to leave the house though. She don't want to
yeah.
leave that house.
Yeah, because her name's not on it, and it's the marital home. But it's sometimes it's not worth your peace of mind like that. And the kids too. The kids are, they're not having an easy time of it.
No,
Get your own house.
Out.
I tell you what, if she move out that house, I guarantee you that ninja at the food.
Drew take them kids out the house.
I've been gone. I tell him he can have that house. I'm getting my piece. I don't need you.
Patricia
And
T
she don't need him.
Drew's an actress. She can cry on the dime. Patricia T, I saw real emotion from Drew after one of the court scenes. Because I'm one of the people, I feel that sometimes she be acting, but then when they had that court case where everything went his way and he came out like dancing.
That was real right there.
That was real. When she yelled at the window, you a dumbass or something. I hadn't heard Drew talk like that. And that was real. Because he's terrible. Because even if things go your way, it's still divorce court. You don't need to dance no jig. It's nothing funny or cute about what's going on, hurting your kids like that.
I think he just tortured her.
He did. He taunted her. He was taunting her.
Well, I'm like Barbara said, she don't like Drew because she done messed up Melanie and Derwin's relationship. Okay.
Oh, they still, she never did that.
They still mad about that, but
right. The game. They're supposed to be bringing the game back on one of those. You know how you do all these reboots? I would watch that. I love a reboot. If it's
the game was good.
Yeah, they're talking about it.
I saw somebody earlier say Melody got the same thing happened to her over there on TikTok that happened to me. She was driving, doing TikTok. And they suspended her account.
What?
Somebody said in the chat.
They must have reported something.
I just heard Melanie was on live just while we was on live. Melanie was just went live.
Oh, I did see her driving. Okay, yeah, I did see her driving.
You can't drive on TikTok. Forgot.
Yeah, that's right.
No, you can't drive on TikTok. No, you have to be parked.
See her driving. She must have been jet lagged because she was saying she was at the airport 7 hours or something. They had landed in Atlanta. But yeah, that didn't even strike me. I remember you told us that, Teatalk.
Yeah, you can't drive on TikTok.
Yeah, Mel know that. She just forgot.
She just went live. She just, I don't know if she's still on here.
If somebody was in the chat.
Well, you can go. I think it's like for 20, because they got me like that, and I think it was like 24 hours for your first offense. So.
No, mine was 48. It was 2 days.
Lastly. Yeah, it's for safety.
Yeah.
I couldn't go back on there for 2 days when I did it. My first time. My first and only time. Trust me.
I don't do it no more.
Me twice.
Yeah.
Anything else about this episode or any outside events that's going on regarding Roa? We talked about the event planner.
But one thing I do want to say, I think Phaedra and Kelly gonna clash. I don't think they're gonna hit it off. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, Phaedra.
Phaedra already called the girl a Smurf.
Yeah, she don't fed everybody. She fed everybody but Portia and Shamia. So Phaedra's saying anybody can get it. She has shaded Angela, Kelly, and Britt.
Oh, Angela, the mystery wife. Child.
Yes, you know, Angela don't like that.
And she knows. Phaedra knows that means.
Baby.
Oh yeah, she know.
Did we get to that? Did we miss that scene where that man came up and was telling Angela that Charles was messing with a woman in New York?
That must be a preview.
That's a preview.
Because there's a preview that Charles gonna get into it with somebody, and he said, "Get your motherfucking
yeah." If the man gonna come up,
yeah,
he's the man gonna come up and say it.
He gave a full old man
with a woman in New York.
It's a preview.
And then
Angela
was like, Angela was like, I guess they was trying to get the man to leave, but Angela was like, no, don't let him leave. I guess Angela want to hear what the man got to say.
That's what the rumor is anyway, that there's a...
Everybody know Charles messing with that, got a girlfriend in New York and Tampa. Come on now.
Tampa again.
But he don't be...
known.
It goes down in Tampa.
Yeah, he always in Tampa.
Yeah, did y'all see them HIV rates?
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
I put it on my channel. It's the Tampa, all over Florida. It's a high case of HIV. Also in Texas, New Orleans, Chicago. I have the list. It's a high case. It even so bad in Houston. They on the news broadcasting it in Houston. The health department is on it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad here.
Oh, South Carolina? South Carolina.
And Augusta, Georgia, very bad. Syphilis is the number one here.
People said they could start getting on PrEP. I look. Because remember, Tamar Braxton said that she live in Atlanta. She said she's on PrEP herself.
I couldn't believe it. That.
So they like women should start getting on PrEP because all these men, they say, out here with HIV and they not telling people.
Tamar said the same thing.
Yeah, so
ready if something come our way.
Yeah, I don't blame them. If you're a single woman, you should get on that PrEP.
They had a married woman who ended up getting real sick and found out the husband had been sick and didn't tell her. That woman lost her life within a month.
No, it's a lady.
A long marriage.
No, another lady. I'm gonna do an article probably. I do on my channel where she has 3 kids and pregnant with the 4th one. Right? You know, when you go to the doctor, you know that they check you for that. Why was she went in there for that 4th baby? They told her that she got HIV, and that woman fell out.
That's a shame.
And she fell out, and she said the only person she ever been with her whole life is her husband. She said she never been with no other man.
You know that when I told y'all about the elderly women catching, like in some of the nursing homes here, they were getting pneumonia and dying. And come to find out that a lot of the husbands were traveler, salesmen, and businessmen, and was messing around with women. And end up some of the women had HIV.
The older women. Sassy, you said
the older women. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
That is a shame. You think you within a 30-year long-term marriage and he's out here just raw, reckless.
Oh, I'm not bothered. She said it's high there in Houston. Like I was just telling you, they on the news talking about it.
That's a shame.
Keep your legs closed.
Yep.
That's it right there. Keep your legs closed.
That is scary. And then you committed to somebody, you married to them, and then you still get it. So you damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
That's scary.
Keep my damn legs closed, child. I ain't got time for it.
And they're not gonna tell you. The upcoming rapper, she's from New Orleans, and is he a producer of hers or something? He gave it. He's getting ready to have a baby and getting ready to get married, and I guess they fooled around. And nice looking young lady. He didn't gave her HIV.
Oh, that's terrible.
Terrible.
Up into the rapper.
That's absolutely terrible.
And then I don't know if the wife, he's engaged, and then the wife is pregnant, so the wife got to know because You know, they make you take those tests. You know that when you're pregnant, they give you that, have you take that HIV test.
Mm-hmm.
So if the wife don't know, she don't know. What a fiance.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, y'all. My husband was asking me something, but yeah, here yeah, it's a lot of people on prep, and it's a lot of young people on prep. Especially there are a lot of young gay men on prep because here is, oh my God, it's so bad, y'all. And I'm a healthcare professional, and when I tell y'all it's bad in women and men in our ages, because a lot of us are divorcees and they're just out there living their best life and not protecting themselves. If you don't get a man, protect yourself, get the vaginal condom. Okay? He ain't got to wait, but protect yourself. It's bad. It's bad. People are dying left and right. You have, especially the homeless population. Um, there's a lot of these young people just doing, they fluid, they just hunch whatever they feel like hunch. Okay? It's crazy out here. It's crazy. So if you single and you out there, be careful. Make sure you know your status. And if you decide to be intimate with someone, make sure you know their status. Go
Right.
together. You
Or
know,
you
like
go you can
my youngest daughter, you know, her boyfriend went together, you know, because it's so dangerous
Yeah.
out here. And the college kids are out here just doing it. Yeah, it's just scary. It's scary. It's an epidemic, but the reason why people put it off is because of COVID, and you know, now it's out of hand.
Oh, they got a
And the
new strain
prep
of
drugs make you
basketball.
sick.
I
You say
saw
what?
that. New
Sassy, not to get
stream.
off the subject, that new COVID that's out.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's the new one that just came out. It's in China. Now they said someone here in New York has it. It has came here now from
I
New
feel
York.
like it's always going to be different strands of COVID, just like
Me too.
every
Like
year there's
flu.
different strands of the flu.
Yeah.
So I feel like we all gonna have COVID is now never going anywhere. It's just gonna be different strands of it. You might have a strand that's might more potent to someone else, but we're always gonna have COVID. COVID is the new flu, okay? And that's just the way it is. And now they talking about the Sahara Desert dust storm. You know, it's spreading people with COPD. Y'all be careful. Asthma, like me, be careful because that stuff affects the atmosphere and it affects the respiratory breathing and all that. So
Well,
it's
y'all
a
know when
lot out here.
y'all
Huh?
know when I travel, I have Tums, my cold medication. I have
She
asthma
sure
pump,
do. I'm gonna start
ibuprofen.
doing it.
Yeah. If y'all need me to bring my asthma breathing machine, I can bring that too. I can bring that. If you know the
Yes,
treatment,
I got mine.
I can bring that too if y'all want me to bring that.
Hmm.
Because I think because when I go out of town, I take cold medicine because of the different weather where we be at. So I take
Hmm.
cold pills because I won't get sick.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but I have them for us. Y'all know I have all the medication in my room. Tums, whatever we need.
Hmm.
Yeah, just take your cold pill every day, and that way you won't get sick.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm drinking my lemon water now. I got to travel at the end of this month.
Hmm.
Cruise
And you want
Child,
another?
don't say you celibate on this internet, child.
the 22nd. Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh, I'm not bothered. Don't say you celibate on this good old internet, honey.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Child, they act like that's taboo, honey.
Uh-huh.
I ain't never seen nobody be upset about that before in my life.
They
They
mad
should
about
be
that
happy
now?
about
Okay.
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
People are funny.
Like you can't be celibate.
That's
Man,
like
that's the
a
best thing to be.
Good night, G Tina.
congratulations, I'm not bothered. Shit.
Right. Congratulations to
That's
you.
right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm trying. I'm working. I'm working up there.
I'm pushing.
Make
I'm
sure.
pushing too. I'm pushing too.
What
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm a year and what?
Child, I pushed you too before I met my husband.
Year and a half.
pushing too, but I want to go at least
It
4.
did miss it a bit.
I'm gonna go for at least 4, but I heard what Mimi said over there on her channel though. That lady went 4 years and that thing ain't working. I ain't going through
Yeah.
that.
You don't want to dry out.
Oh
No.
no, you better go get you a dildy dody
Mhm.
and get up in there.
Shoot,
I don't like these things. I
I'm gonna
don't.
ask you that Teatalk too.
What?
You were supposed to have somebody on the page who's gonna talk about that or no?
Yeah. She got sick. She got
Oh,
sick. Talked to her today.
so
She
what
got,
if we use that? Use something else.
huh?
What if we use something else?
What you mean use something?
Yeah, you can use something else to keep it open.
Use something else, yeah. You can
Oh,
definitely
another
anything.
Yeah, you
rose.
got to get that thing right tight.
I think the rose. The
No,
rose.
she didn't even use that. She never even. I told her to get one of those, and then I was afraid that she was gonna hurt herself.
No, it got a
Jack?
thing on the end. The one with the thing on the end of it.
Yeah, but she just never had anything. She said
Oh,
no
yeah.
kind of none. She never used anything.
Oh no.
Has she had sex before?
Yeah, she got a child.
What did she? Oh,
She didn't do it for 10 years, 10+ years.
and then when it gets
And
dried up,
her
Born
tooth
again.
became
Born
atrophy.
again virgin.
It's like when you break your hand and you put it in a cast and you keep that cast on and on. Your hand is smaller than the other hand because your muscles are atrophy. That means your muscles are shrinking up. That's what happens to your vaginal walls. They
so
shrink up
okay, but then so you
and
say
they tighten up.
okay, that's good, right? If they tight.
No, that's what
No, because
No,
you
Nene
a
they get
saying.
a
hole
It
of
little
it
too
clothes.
didn't
tight.
work.
They get a little too tight, and then they don't open up.
Yeah, Nene said the
Yeah,
friend
and
was
it
in a lot of
hurts.
pain. She went to the doctor. She was in so much pain.
Yeah, so did this lady. She went to the doctors, and
Mhm.
she's now still in a because they. I wanted her to tell her own story, but anyway, they give you some kind of cream, and you got to use it for
Estrogen
months.
cream.
It's for months to see if it'll
Hmm.
open your walls up.
Lucy, you back up
That's why
like
they tell you now if you're going through menopause, get you some estrogen cream and put it on your arms, your wrists, and rub it in. That way, it'll keep your vaginal walls from getting atrophy.
where do you get
Estrogen is
that?
gone. You
Where
go
do you
to
get
the doctor and get that.
that? Or
Yeah.
can you get it at the drugstore? Or you have to go to your doctor.
I think
Huh?
it's prescription. I feel like that's prescription. Drop the T.
Oh, yeah, I know I'm asking questions. Mhm.
Mm.
Okay, get me some. Well, I got some. I got
Girl,
some.
get you some goddamn Benoit balls and put them motherfuckers up there and squeeze them tight and keep your shit tight and right the right way.
Oh, some balls. Okay.
Benoit balls. That help you keep your muscles tight and keep your little thing open too at the same time.
Could have got them on Amazon. You think?
They might. I never look for them on there. I got mine out of listen to me tell my business.
Yeah, maybe I have to go to the sex store and get me some then.
That's where I got mine from. But they is on Amazon. They is on Amazon though.
What they call again? T-Talk?
I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, send them to me. Keep myself together down there. Make sure it's lubed and everything.
This girl's crazy.
Yeah, Candy got a whole business.
Who? Wait,
So
somebody
you
saying
said Candy
prescription.
sells
Yeah,
them.
Candy sell them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a prescription. D. Herford said it is a prescription for the estrogen cream.
Shit, wait a minute. 2 times a week? You insert it 2 times a week? Okay, you get. Okay, keep my stuff moving.
Drop D is a mess. That's all I gotta say.
She might need an oil change. Shit, change.
Okay.
An oil change. What T-Talk to get oil change soon? Get oil change.
I don't need no oil change. I'm good.
Oil change.
I'm good. I'm on a mission, and it's I really want to be by myself for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with somebody since I was in my teens. My first kid I had when I was 17. I stayed with him, had 2 kids. We was separated for judge broke us up. Then I've been with, my ex-husband all those years, and then this fool, and I'm I I don't want it no more. I want to be alone.
Mhm.
I want to be alone. I am so happy when I'm alone. When we are away, not just because I'm on vacation, it's because y'all know I'm away from the
Mhm.
toxicity of it all. I just want to be by myself for a while. Honestly, I just want to love on me for a change. I don't want to love
Oh
no
yeah,
man. I just want to love me.
Mm, I get it.
I do. I got it because I'm gonna tell you, I was the same way. And then I learned me. I took myself to the movies. I take myself out to eat. I go to concerts. I go driving. I do my photography. I learned so much about me just being by myself before I even met my husband. It's like a rebirth of you. As a woman, you should always know what you want, and you should always know who you are as a woman. Because when we with our partners for so long and then we break up, we go back to another partner, we
Hmm.
give up so much of
Yes,
ourselves
yes. And then they
to
want you to
please
die
them,
to
and they don't
yourself.
give up
Yep.
anything to please us.
Right.
So it's hard, you know.
Yep.
So it's not
You're
a 50
dying to
50.
yourself every time you get into a new relationship. You end
Yeah,
up dying to yourself. The things that
yeah,
you love to do, they get lost somewhere because
Yeah.
you
yeah,
find yourself living for. I don't want to do that no more. I don't know how
yeah,
much time I got left, but I want to enjoy the time I got left the way I want to do it. I want to do it my.
exactly.
I don't want nobody asking me no questions. I don't want no
Right.
accusation. I don't want none of that.
And my mom was like that. When my dad's been dead over 40 something years, she told me, I said, Mom, why you don't date? She did date a couple of, back and forth, this one guy. She said he would never stay at my house. He passed on to. She said, I want no, after your dad, 25, 30 years of marriage, I don't want nobody in my house telling me how to spend my money. I don't want nobody to tell me they hungry. She said, I like my peace. I like my quiet. I don't have to answer to nobody but God. And that's it. And that's how she is. And she's a Scorpio, right, honey?
Hmm.
Yeah, because when you keep like breaking up, getting back with people, you don't know what you like. You like stuff because they like it.
But you,
Right.
you're not healed. You're not
Right. You don't
healed
know what the hell you like.
because you
Mhm.
burying the hurt and not dealing with it. You're just going
Exactly.
into another relationship, and before you know it, you're dealing with the same thing again. It's because
Same
you didn't heal
bullshit.
that. You keep going
Same
around in
bullshit
circles.
wrapped in a different package.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm over all that. I just want to be alone. And I'm gonna enjoy it too. And
I don't
y'all gonna
blame you.
be enjoying it with me too. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I do too. I just want to
Hmm.
be by myself. And I asked my mother them, how did they deal with, our big mama them, they never had no long time because they were raising like their daughter kids or somebody else kids. So they never had time ever for themselves.
Mm-mm.
Because my grandmother had people at her house all the time. You ain't got nowhere to
But
stay. Oh, you can find somewhere over
that's
there. To
how they were brought up, though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You got to look at this. This is how that was brought up from generation to generation. Women, is all about you nurturing. It's all about your friends. It's all of your family. Is taking care of your husband, taking care of your kids. It's not about yourself. And
Yep.
then now, when you start to awake, and now it takes two people to work. You
right?
start to get a little working makes a woman feel like I accomplished something. There
Yep.
is a such thing as a virtuous woman. She is blessed coming from work. She is blessed going to work. She is blessed in the fields and out of the field. People
Mhm.
around her love her. Her family adores her. So there is a virtuous woman. Unfortunately, it just that's how they were raised, and then think about it, as your mama had you, they try to put that in you. And then as you grow up, you kind of like, nah, this ain't what it is. And they be like, why you get, cause my mama said first time I got divorced, why you get divorced? Daddy, yeah, I'm supposed to be divorced. I said, I'm not putting up with no foolishness. I said,
At
you
all.
did, but I ain't.
Right.
At all.
And then
And
some
so
girls,
I was against the grain. I was the black sheep, you know.
and
So
some people have
it's
to end up
okay.
raising their grandkids too. You know, something could happen to their mother, or anything could happen. So they don't get a chance to be by themselves. They raise another set of kids.
You're right. And all you want is your peace, and you want your kids to be good.
Right.
That's it. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna have to get out of here because y'all know what? I'm
Thank you.
on a new schedule. I get up at 3:45 now. Goodness, somebody pray for me.
What?
That's morning show time.
Yeah, because I'm working out now before I go to work. So I get up.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I get up and ride my bike. Well, I ain't riding the bike yet. Let me stop. I tried on the first day and it was not gonna work. So I hit my treadmill and my vibrating plate. I do some dumbbells and I do that other thing I got in there. Yeah, so I do a little something before. Listen, next time y'all see me, I ain't gonna be looking like no busted can of biscuit in my bathing suit. You know me.
Girl, man.
You
You know
You
me.
look good in your bathing suit. With them
Yeah.
little bow legs.
I know I just need to lose some weight though, just for my health. Because is y'all gonna watch that show with Riley and them on there?
Yeah, I was talking about that
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Next Gen New York. It's gonna be good.
I seen
June
it.
3rd. It's June 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when Brock.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna review that too.
And y'all do what?
It's gonna
Y'all
be
watching Divorce Sisters too?
No, I'm not.
I was thinking about watching that.
What service
But
is
if
that?
it don't come out once a week, no, I'm not watching it.
They come out once a week.
I don't like doing those shows that put all of them out at one time. That I don't know.
They're hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's a commitment.
Yeah,
that's why I fell behind on Beyond the Gates. It's like every day. That's a commitment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I try to review it. I'm gonna try to do it once a week instead of trying to do it every day.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on my channel for a little bit.
All right, y'all.
We know. Party in the chat. There's DT.
Like the video wherever you at. Like the video.
Yes, please like the video.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
thank you.
And baby girl, thank you guys for the donations. I think baby girl gave a donation.
Thank you, baby girl.
Thank you.
All right, Sonya. I'm gonna see you over there in a minute.
Thank you for reminding me of that, Sassy.
Okay, baby girl. All right.
All right, girls. Love y'all.
Good night.
Love you too. See y'all later.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.